Hello, everyone. Hello. Sorry, having some technical difficulties. I couldn't get my encoder to look at my camera, so finally I've got it to work. All right. Hello, Vicky. It has been raining here, and when it rains, it seems like it brings down the pollution and stuff in the air. Hi, Tilda. And been sneezing like crazy. But it's been one of those relaxing rains. I'm so relaxed. So relaxed. You can if you want to. I'm not really doing anything special. I don't know how many people are going to be interested, but if you'd like to. Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. I am just in the fiddling mood, and I have been taking pictures of some of my books and getting out some of these books has really, really made me want to make more books. And I've become a little obsessed, I think, a lot obsessed, and I can't seem to do anything else. Hi, Debbie. So I thought I would show a little bit of what I am doing. And hopefully I can move on and get my stuff done for December. But if I don't, oh well, that's what happens sometimes. I do have a deadline for the little sketchbook, and I have not been working on that. I am going to have to do that pretty soon, and I was going to do some of it today, but I don't think my mind is really there. So that's it. All right. So hello everyone. Happy Sunday. I'm in the bookmaking mood. And so number one, I have been posting some of my books, some pictures of my books on Instagram. And I posted this one last night. Of course, it's upside down. This one last night. And hello, Jackie. Am I missing? Am I missing? Hi, Raven. Okay. Sorry, I thought I was gone. So I had posted this one. This is an accordion book, and it is what I call an accordion book with windows. I've stamped this one, and so in the windows you see the little animals and things that are inside the book. There's a seahorse there. Thank you, Vicki. Hot air balloon. It's really hard to photograph this and be able to see all of it. And hi, Kathleen. Hi, Cheryl. Okay. Hi, Missy. So, am I, okay, I was like, I thought I turned off the autofocus. Make sure I turned off the autofocus. All right. So that's what this one is. And I did something similar to this on a live stream quite a long time ago, probably a year ago. And I promised to do the video on showing how to do these, and I didn't. So this is on my list to get done in the next couple of days. It'd be a great Christmas themed kind of thing. You can see stamps here that I no longer have. I don't have this one or this one or this one. They were specialty stamps from somebody, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Oh, Raven. Hi, Paper Kitty. I'm so glad to see you. So I'm hoping to get the video up for this one. I do have to do my Christmas cards, my handful of Christmas cards, and I'm really not in the mood to do them, so it's going to take me forever to get them done. And when I make myself do something like that, and then I get to play with the books and whatever I want to do, it really takes me a long time to get things done. I just can't force myself to do anything. I do nothing. Anyway, and I still haven't gotten my granddaughter's package out to her for her birthday, and her birthday's in a couple of days. Okay? Yeah. You know. Oh, I'm glad you like the videos. I thought I had posted 2 more of the art journaling and simple steps a couple days ago. I think I thought I had them up on Friday, and I didn't click publish. And then I had to redo the whole, I don't know. My mind is all over the place, and I can't think. All right. So here's another one. This is a Coptic stitch, and Hey, Christoph. I was just playing around with a plain book because I hadn't done this in such a long time. I wanted to do a little practice before I got to one of the projects I'll show you here in a minute. I wanted to practice just a little bit so that I could do it, and it is kind of ugly, but the thing about these is the pages lie completely flat. No matter what page you go to, from the front of the book to the back of the book, they are completely flat. And they make really nice glue books. So I'm kind of hoping that I can get those videos up for doing the Coptic stitch. How do you say it? Coptic stitch. But I may do it in the middle of Glue Book January when we start doing that kind of thing, because I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it before, but it is on the list to do here pretty soon. I do have to organize my room. I am missing a few glue books, and I need to find them before January, and I have no idea where they are. I have been looking for a couple of weeks, can't find them anywhere. So I may have to stop posting the videos for just a minute and organize to find stuff. So anyway, getting these books out, taking photographs of them, and posting them on Instagram has really got me in the mood to start making books again. Here's another accordion book I have not posted yet. How far are the stitches? About, I'm not sure what I did for that. I'm not sure. Yeah, about, no, it's a little bit more. I think it's 3/4 of an inch separated. The stitches are 3/4 of an inch. I didn't want to do them too tightly since I was just practicing. But it's a cute little book. It's a little bit bigger than I like, but it was a good practice. It was a good practice book. So there was another one that I did. I thought, I've got stuff everywhere, people. I've got stuff everywhere. I am doing Coptic stitch. This one, And I guess I should talk about this one next because this one is really one that I've become obsessed about. Let me get this out of the way. Hopefully I can find it again. I started doing the stitched bindings and I thought glue book January is coming around and one of my glue books is the Rolodex. Of course, I haven't done anything with the Rolodex because I can't find a punch within a reasonable amount of money. I cannot find a punch that will fit this Rolodex. Anyway, so I was trying to come up with a way to do a Rolodex. Hi, Vicki. Hi, Franna. Jacqueline. Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday, guys. So I was trying to do, I thought, maybe if I stitch together a book and rolled it around a tube of some sort, and put a dowel or something in the tube, and then put it on, make holes in a box so that the dowel you can roll it around and make your own Rolodex. Well, the one that they do make for the size that I have, Kathleen, is $155. It's not happening. I'm not going to do it. If I can find it. The only one I found was $155. Somebody else emailed me, and there was one on eBay a few weeks back, a couple months back. I don't remember exactly when. And that punch went for $79 something. Anyway, hi, Joey. So this was my thought, is to make a book and make a Rolodex from it. That way, everybody could do one. If you want a Rolodex, they're kind of hard to come by without paying an arm and a leg. And there's got to be an easier way to do a Rolodex type book without spending all that money. So if we put in a little bit of time, we can maybe make our own little something. So this amount of pages, which is a lot, man. I don't know. I don't know how many pages there are. I got a whole scrapbook pad of paper of these pages here. And it was one of those, it's got the texture on it, and I don't really like it for gluing a lot because it doesn't hold the glue as well as I would like. So I thought, I'll just cut it up into 4-inch strips. Actually, the page is 4-inch by 6 inches, so I could use every little inch of the scrapbook paper. And I fold it in half, so that's 3 inches by 4 inches. So I cut up the entire scrapbook pad. I did not use all the pages yet. I still have more that I can sew in, but look at this monster. It's huge. And I don't think I really want to make it any bigger than this. So it does not even fit halfway on this tube. So I don't have enough pages to use this tube. So I was thinking that maybe I could just stop where I am. See, I've got this long string that I was sewing. I was going to continue on, and then I thought, no, it's just way too big. So I thought two things: either glue them shut so that there's just a little hole here, and then it's this big enough for a dowel or something. I wouldn't necessarily have to have a tube. I could put a dowel in there and rest it on a box. And of course, I don't have a box to show you what I'm talking about. I meant to grab one and then I ran out of time. Do I have something that's really close? Let me see if I can find something really close. I think I do. Just give me a sec. Sorry. So this is one of my envelopes. Let me just stick them in there for a minute. Please don't mind the dust. So I'm thinking a box that's kind of like this. These are the Christmas boxes. Hi, Azure Muse. Haven't seen you in a while. Walmart has these. Well, they had them last year and they had them the year before that. I got these after Christmas. I think I've got 3 or 4 of them. They're a really great little size. I'm sure they've got them again this year. But anyway, so I was thinking, put them together, put them on a dowel of some sort. I'll just use this pen. And then either cut some holes into the box just a little bit, or just make some, and let's see, this isn't big enough. I need it to be wider. Or make some indents here so that the dowel rests on top of the box. And then I didn't measure, but anyway, that's the idea of the box. It would have to be a pretty big box. And then you would be able to do whatever you want to the cards and flip it around like a Rolodex. Okay? Probably an indent would be better. Yes, Vicki says an indent would be better for taking it in and out, and it would be easier to do. Frankly, it would be easier to do. It wouldn't be hard if you put a little hole, a circle right here. It wouldn't be hard to put the pen through or the dowel through the book and then, take it out that way. It wouldn't be hard to get the book in and out. Either way, it would be pretty simple. But anyway, so this is my thought. Well, the box needs to be a little bit wider so that it can spin. I think it's deep enough. But it needs to be wider so that it has room, because it just doesn't have room. So it might have to be a shoe box or something. Maybe I've got a cigar box that I can carve out some. Now I'm curious. Let me go grab my cigar box. I see one over there. And of course, I don't think that this is deep enough, but something like that, you know what? It is deep enough. It's not quite wide enough. I'd have to find one just a little bit wider, but that would be it would be a whole lot of fun. And then you'd have your dowel here, to hold it on, and you'd be able to flip through, if it was big enough and could actually move, you could flip through your homemade Rolodex. And you wouldn't have to pay an arm and a leg for it, is my thinking, okay? So, this is how my mind works. So what I was doing was, let me put those to the side here, get them out of the way. I've got too much stuff over here. So this was actually my prototype to see if it would actually work, if it would, if it even is, would be functional, how much time it would take, if it would actually, do it. And I think it is. I might even, if I wanted to use a box like this, because I've got a few of them, I might even just trim the pages just a little bit so that I could use it. Are you buffering? I hate it when you guys are buffering. But anyway, so this is my first attempt at doing something. And then my mind goes a little bit further. It just can't stop at, at that. So then I thought, I have got probably 35 of these books of guest checks. And wouldn't it be fun? They're a little bit smaller. They're a little bit smaller they're a little bit narrower, they're a little bit smaller. And so I thought the same thing. Sew a bunch of those together in the same way and have a little tiny Rolodex made from the guest checks. I'm kind of hoping, I might mess around with this tonight, but I really do need to get my Christmas cards done. So, that really is my priority. I really need, and it's only a handful of Christmas cards. But I know that I want to play, and doing Christmas cards is not exactly my favorite thing to do anyway. So I thought that I would mess around with the guest checks and see how big a book, a little Rolodex, would be with this one. So that's the direction I am going in with that. And I actually found a piece of mixed media paper that's kind of stiff. I was also thinking with this one, is I really don't want to make this one any bigger. Okay. It's too big already. I may be able to use this one as a full go around. Yes, I will. I'll be, see, that doesn't work for me, Tilda. I try to tell myself, okay, I need to get the Christmas cards done first. I can't do anything else until I get the Christmas cards done. And then I spend the entire day, doing dishes and whatever, because I don't want to do those Christmas cards. So I don't get them done. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. I tried that many, many times. It doesn't work for me. Anyway. So I was also thinking Rolodex style, but maybe not a full round Rolodex in a paper kitty. I mean, come on. Christmas. I'm not against Christmas. I am not against Christmas. And in fact, since I was vocal about, I don't do anything for Christmas. I don't really do all those kinds of things anymore. It's not that I'm against Christmas, but I prefer having a very quiet um, Christmas to myself. I like Christmas. Christmas is great, but I am not going to do all the decorating, and I've got other things that I would rather be doing. Um, and so when Christmas comes, I just have a quiet day, movie watching and candles, just things that, I don't have to really anyway. And other people appreciate the fact that it gives them courage not to feel guilty about not doing all the Christmas stuff either. Anyway, um so anyway, back to this. So the other thought that I had was maybe if I put some covers on this, and that's what this was for. It's actually the right size for the guest checks, so I may use it for that. But if I were to put some covers, and I might have, look at this. I'm just got all these books started. It's just ridiculous. And I will get into some of the other ones I'm doing. But anyway, if I had this one might even be exactly the right size cover. If I were to put some hard little covers on each side, I could then lay the book open It is soothing. Hello, feline family. So I'm glad I'm not alone. Okay, a lot of people um, agree that spending the time decorating. I mean, it's nice. It's really nice to have a tree. It's very festive, but then you got to put it all away, and I don't have time for all that. I'll watch some Christmas movies. I'm thinking that this year I haven't bought any stuff, but I haven't made fudge in forever. And I'm thinking, I might want to have just a little bit of fudge. But fudge doesn't take that long, but I'm thinking maybe I'm going to give myself fudge for Christmas. Anyway. Anyway. Yeah, just not Christmas has become way too commercial for me. I do not buy presents. I do not buy any presents. I've got a granddaughter. I send her birthday present because her birthday's in December, but I don't send Christmas presents to anyone, not even my granddaughter. That's horrible. I know, but that's what it is. Anyway, so I was thinking with a couple covers on there to make a book, and then have it so that you can set it flat like that and have things poking out and fibers. And it is nice when your kids are small. My kids are pretty grown up, and that does kind of take the fun out of it too. It is a lot of fun when the kids are small, and that's when I Christmas myself out. I went all out when the kids were little, so they had good Christmases. Anyway, but I'm thinking that this is still kind of a Rolodex style, but anyway, so that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going with this. Um, I think I'm going to do one of each. I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to get those done. Like I said, I've got other things that I really need to be doing. And I have got a ton of these guest checks. And all I'm doing is taking them off the cardboard. And taking off the little preparation ticket thing down here. And then I don't have to cut pages. I can just, that is saving quite a bit of time. And since I've got so many of them, and it's not cardstock, but it's not really thin paper. It's got some body to it. And it would be good to experiment with. Saving some time, experiment with it, try sewing those together, and try one with a cover. And this is like absolutely perfect size. I came across this right before I streamed. It was in my postcard box. Put a cover on it so I can lay it flat, make one that's long enough so that I can make a circular thing, find a box for that. It took me to do this, to sew this. It took me, it took me a while to cut the pages. I'm thinking it took me like an hour to cut all the pages. And then, oh, excuse me, I'm going to choke again. I choked earlier today. It was horrible. I could not stop coughing. Sorry. So I want to say it took me most of the evening. I want to say I did it. When did I do this? I think I did it on Wednesday. I made some videos Wednesday, and then I came back to, I got kind of tired, and I couldn't get my brain to think correctly and was kind of useless. So I thought, I just need to rest and relax a little bit. I brought all the papers down, and it took me the evening to do it. So I want to say it took me from about 4 o'clock, and I think I stopped doing it about 10:30 or 11. So it was quite a few hours. I used the kettle stitch for this, and I was also trying to remember exactly how the kettle stitch went. And so I did mess around with it just a little bit, trying to figure out how to go to the next signature. And so that took up a little bit of time too. So I think I could do it a little bit faster this next time. But anyway. And we have another Vicky. Hi, the Vickies are all in the house today. Welcome to the Vickies. So anyway, I've been having fun with that. And then trying to do the little stitched books, the little mini stitched books. I thought about doing a little tiny miniature book from Tickets. See, when I start, man, I can't get myself to stop. So I pulled out some of these tickets and thought it would be a whole lot of fun to make a little book with these tickets. I did mean to cut cover for them and mess around with those today. Make a little tiny itsy bitsy book. Hi, Crafty Kitty. It is I put that on I put recorded live stream on when I'm streaming, because as soon as I'm stopped streaming, I can't really edit the stream. so that anybody that's watching the recording knows that it's a recording. So I'm sorry to confuse you, but that's just how I name them, so I don't forget to go back and name them recorded. So welcome. So it is live, but the name is for when it becomes a recording after I stop streaming. Sorry. Yes. So I am doing a bunch of different books, and also playing around with the exposed spine bindings, which means I want to do this cross. I don't know if you can see it. I didn't spend a lot of time with it because I had other things to do. It's just a cross to put things together. But what I was really thinking was doing this kind of binding in a cover like this. Of course, I don't have any of the pages cut because I didn't spend the time doing it, but you'd put the pages in and bind them in so that you have a design on the spine of the book. Hi, Deb. And when I was doing the book covers videos, I have a couple other ones, some smaller ones, that I did at that time. And so I'm thinking that maybe I should cut some pages for these and mess around with different patterns as I sew pages into them. So can we say that Carla has become obsessed with, and right now I'm in making the book mode. I don't really want to fill the pages. Sometimes I get in that collage mode, and sometimes I just want to make books. And I don't know what that is all about, but it happens to me. So here is some pages that I cut a month ago or so. I had made, I don't know what I did. I think I made the pages thinking that I was going to fill a book with them and then lost the cover or used the cover for something else. I have no idea. So I went ahead and made another cover, and this is just 2 pieces of cardboard covered with some painted paper, and it is a little bit larger than the pages are when they're folded in half. And I have them clipped because I have punched the holes in them. All right. And I have punched the holes in the cover as well. And these are about a 1/2 inch apart. So I have punched all the holes in these. And I thought, since I have the time, hi, Margaret. Yes, Carla has become obsessed again. I think I'm done with my show and tell. I have some more of the Cracker Jack books to do. I've had them for a while. I need to make the pocket pages so that they will hold the surprises. And I need to get those books done as well. They were supposed to be done by Christmas too. I think I've got 4 of these that I am making for sale. Maybe I should take orders for them for when they get done. So I have been taking pictures of all kinds of things. Here's the little rice paper book, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I made another one, and this one also needs to be sewn in. Didn't sew that one yet. And so I'm thinking maybe I would like to do a fancy stitch on that one too. So I am kind of thinking about that. And you've seen all these. And of course, I have to say, I do have another video I need to do with the squash book. One way to do it with a single piece of paper instead of cutting 3 squares out or more. And the meet and greet yesterday, we made meander books. Let me put these out of the way. We made meander books. We didn't decorate the meander books. I have got too much stuff here, people. Too much stuff. We didn't decorate the meander books, but we made the basic meander book bit. So I get to spend some time. I probably won't do it until way after the 1st. I may make this into a glue book for Glue Book January, but we made meander books, and I forgot to take pictures of us with the meander books. Hello, Lou. You like your squash. You love your squash book. So I need to do that video, and I need to do the accordion book with the windows. I'm thinking I really would like to do this in this next week. And yeah, oopsie. You need to remind me to take pictures so that I can post them. This was my quarter to show. I showed the girls how small the sketchbook, the tiny sketchbook project sketchbook was. Everybody thinks that this is pretty big. Look how small this thing is. This is a quarter. Okay, let's get it to focus. This is a quarter. This is how small this sketchbook is. You want the videos with the different stitches too? Yep. And I think that I'm going to have to wait to do the different stitches in January. I think I'm going to do them in January. But anyway, I've got some glue books here that I need to decorate. So I need to do the video on meander books as well, because I don't think I've got a real short one on meander books. So yes, my list is getting longer and longer. All right, so here's what I thought I would do. I'm going to use some crochet thread, and since I'm absolutely obsessed, I'm going to make sure that I've got the holes in the right place. I am just going to go ahead and do a quick stitching of this book, put it together. Thank you. You like the meander book just as it is. I like to put a little bit of something on the pages. There are going to be, when I do the video, there's going to be different variations of the meander book, because there's different ways that you can do it. But yeah, it is kind of cool just the way it is. It is kind of cool there. All right. Thank you guys for all your thumbs up. All righty. So let me get a needle. And I kind of want to do this. I want to see if I can do this little ticket book too. But I have to make a little cover for it. Anyway, we can do this in an hour, right? I'm going to use, I want one with just a little bit bigger eye. I have noticed that my needles, the eyes of my needles are collapsing when I do this. Trying to go through the cardboard, the little holes, I'm making the holes too small, so when I'm pulling the thread through, it makes the eye kind of go in after a while. I have got a needle that the eye is pretty much closed and it's really hard to thread, and I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get the thread through the eye. Why is this not working? The thread's not that big, so why is this not working? And then I realized, oh, well, I suppose I need to get a new needles because this one, the eye is collapsed. All right, so I don't need a whole lot of thread. I only have 3 signatures. Scissors would be good. And let's see how I can mess this up in front of all of you. Because I love messing up with an audience. It's just my favorite thing to do. And it really isn't, but it seems like that's what happens. So I am going to double my thread so that it's just a little stronger. And my wax is downstairs, so I can't wax it. I did get some wax. I did, in fact, find some wax so that I could wax my threads. I went to a Saturday market here in Lakeland, and they had a bee person. They were selling local honey, and since I have problems with allergies, I thought that would be a good thing to get. Put some honey in my tea. And then they also had these little bars of wax, beeswax, and I thought, yep, that's what I need. That's what I need to do. All right, so I am not going to put, in fact, I need it to be just a little longer. I am not going to knot my beginning thread. This is not a normal thing to do. It is just something that I do because I don't like knots in my books. So when I start doing something, actually, yeah, I leave a really big tail, and I'll show you what I do at the end. All right. I'm not really going to show you how I do this because I am still trying to remember, and I don't want to confuse you and tell you the wrong thing and then have to fix my mistake and all that stuff. So I want to practice just a little bit more before I give the tutorial, but I can kind of explain what I'm doing. Okay, so how did I have those together? And there's a fish stamped on it, so it has to be, hi Susan, that has to be, hi Malia. Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat there for a little bit. That has to be on the top so the fish isn't upside down. So I think this is the right way up. Okay, so I have to remember how to do this. And I need the other cover. See, I'm confused already, and I shouldn't be doing it this way. All right. I am doing it this way. Yeah, I do need to really refresh my mind how to do this again. And so please excuse me if I'm not showing exactly what I'm doing, because I'm confused. That's just the bottom line. I am confused. Still working on all the details. All right. And I think this needle might be too big. Doesn't want to go through the hole with the thread in it already. Let's make it work. Let's just make it work. Make sure I don't have any make sure it's not loose. And I need to separate my tail that I'm using later from my thread, because they have become entangled here. And in fact, what I might do is clip it, the clip, get it out of my way so it doesn't do that again. All right, continuing on. Continuing on. Sorry, guys, sorry. So I will refresh myself how to do this without confusion, and then I will do the video on doing the stitching your books. Try not to get my clips too. And I do want it tight enough so it's not terribly, terribly loose. Yeah, I think my needle's too big. Oh well. Oh well. Just gonna continue on. Just gonna deal with it. Just gonna deal with it. And I only have 3 signatures to sew, so you would think that I could do this just a little bit faster, but I do need a little bit more practice. This is one of those that the more you do it, kind of like crochet. You know, the first time it's ugly. It's a little. You're gonna finish your 3-tier book? Vicky needs to finish her 3-tier book. Hi, Jay. Or is it Jay? Is it Jay? Alrighty, so now I need the next signature. Make sure that it is right side up because I don't want to take it all out now. And these pages have tip outs, you know, fold outs, so I didn't want them to be sewn in there too much. So they're sticking out. They're sticking out. If you're wondering why the pages, some of the pages are too long, because they are. They're too long. Okay, where's the center of this one? It gets easier. The starting them is a little tricky. Once I get going, I'm fine, but starting and finishing, I'm still a little shaky on. And this is just a kettle stitch. This isn't the Coptic. And then the last one goes this way. And I have to sew the cover on the same time. And that's not going to work because I want the thread to go up. So I have to redo it. See, I'm very confused. I have to redo it. Let me cut that apart and redo it. I need 4 signatures. Where's my scissors? Let me try again. Sorry, guys. Maybe I should be doing the little tiny one. And I did cut it apart so that I wouldn't rip the pages. All right, let's try this again. I need a long thread. I need 4 signatures. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 pieces of paper. So let me take one of those. Take 3 pieces out of each signature. And try it again. Just so that they're kind of the same size here, I think. That will work. Did I take it out of this one? I didn't yet, right? Yep, very confused. I'm just going to leave that one as it is. All right. And do I have a clip to clip these together so I know which is the top? And get a piece of thread. Sorry, you guys. How do I know which stitch I need to use? What do you mean by that? Hi, Mrs. Gigi. The cross stitch. Hi, Mickey from Italy. Let me get... And I'm thinking that this is not really that strong. So I'm changing threads. I can use this button thread. I'm going to use the button thread. It seems like it's just a little bit stronger. All right. Trying it again. And a nice piece out here. And a smaller needle this time. Double thread. So I'm going to put my ends together here and make a little slip knot so that I can use those ends later. All right. And I am going to just put those ends underneath here so that they're out of my way this time. All the ends out of my way. Make sure my pages are together at the same time. All right. And they aren't. They definitely aren't. All right. And I'm going to use my thimble because I already am hurting my finger. All right. So here are my 4 signatures and my cover. Let's try it again. How do I know what's... I'm using different stitches for each book. For this book, I'm just using a kettle stitch. For the next book, I may use a Copic stitch. For the book after that, maybe a cross stitch, variation. I just decide what I want to do at the time. It's not necessarily I need to do a certain stitch. It's what I want to do. Does that make any sense? Oh, and this thread tightens up much nicer. Maybe I need to not sew with the crochet thread. Okay. I don't think these holes are lined up perfectly well. Does that make sense? These pages are not lined up. I think that's better. I think that's better. I'm hoping it's better. It's not better. So I am going to... It's a good thing that this is just a practice, since I'm having such difficulty with it. It's just a practice, because I need a whole lot more practice. Okay, and that stitch now is extremely loose. All right. I do. I need a whole lot more practice. Okay, that's what you thought. Yeah. You decide what you know and what you want to make the book with. You decide ahead of time sometimes. I kind of wing it a little bit. Sometimes more than I should. I got to make sure that my thread isn't tangled. And this shouldn't take that long to do. If I was well practiced at it, I think it would take a little less time. And if I hadn't messed around with the signatures, the holes would be in the right place. You know, one of those. I think this is going to be extremely loose. But we'll see. We'll see. Hi, Jennifer. You're cleaning your craft space. I hope you can come to my house and help me. Because I need a lot of help. All right. The next signature, I'm going to use that one. Let me make sure my holes are all, or the pages are at least put together correctly. Save me some time, I think. All right. So the next signature goes here. And up. I was really hoping to get that ticket one done today, but I'm wasting all my time with this one. Doing it wrong. Can't seem to see my holes with this illustration here. There it is. Hello, Laura. I really hadn't planned on sewing this book together on the stream, but you know, I really didn't have a lot of plans anyway. Okay, this string is getting in my way. Stop getting in my way. All right. And then the next one, let's do this one. And that is the top. It is a kind of a messy sewing job I'm doing here. I'm usually just a little bit more, it's closer to my face. I'm kind of over it when I'm sewing. So it's kind of interesting sewing it away from my body like this. Yes, I do that, Catherine. It's not tangled yet. It's not really tangled. But yes, when I have a very, very long thread, I definitely do that quite a bit. But for some reason, it's not really tangling at this moment. Now, Catherine said to let the thread dangle. The threads, when you're stitching like this, they'll twist, and that makes the threads tangle. It makes knots in itself a little bit more. And if you just let it dangle and let it untwirl, it helps. But my threads don't seem to be doing that today. I think because I've got a pretty short thread, and I'm hoping that this is going to be long enough for this book. All right. So now I'm going to, and I'm thinking that my thread isn't long enough. Okay. So I have to put the last book, the cover on and the last signature on at the same time. And this gets to be a little tricky because I lose the holes. Because the thread is covering the holes. I guess I do have it open. All right. Let me find the hole. Which I can't seem to find. Okay, it is there. Thank you. Now I need to tighten all this stuff up. Yes, see, I don't need to do the video quite yet. I need a little bit more practice before I do the video. So maybe in January, I will be better at this and can show you without too much confusion. All right, I need that to be just a little bit more tight. And I tightened it up the wrong way. There we go. There we go. All right. All right. I'm going through each signature. Yeah. Of course, I'm bending. I'll show you when I get done here. I will show you what is going on. Okay, let me go through that stitch first, and let me open up this other signature so I can get the needle through there without too much trouble. And then through the cover. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough thread to do what I wanted to do. And then and this is really hard to show in a video too, but I will figure it out. I will figure it out when the time comes. Yeah, I am going through each signature. It's a, hi Jane, this is a kettle stitch. It's a kettle stitch. It's pretty close, but it's a little bit different. All right. Let me just drop it through the signatures. Yeah, I'm not going to have enough thread to even finish the book. That's getting down to the wire here. It's getting down to the wire. See, I should have practiced this a little bit more, but I need to do my Christmas cards. Yep. I'm probably going to have to take it out because I don't have enough thread, but I will show you kind of what I was doing here. Before I do take it out. See, I'm really short here. Kettle stitch. Yep, a kettle stitch. It is another basic stitch. I'm not going to take my clips out because I'm going to have to resew this book. Anyway, let me just do the stitch around this cover just so it's a little tighter on there when I show you this. It's a horrible job. Kettle stitch? What was it, kettle stitch? Okay, so I'm not going to take the threads out, but anyway, this is what the spine looks like. And in each signature, you're going through the whole thing, which makes it pretty secure. It's pretty strong. And then it does lay really flat when you've got the book open. But of course, these stitches are supposed to be just a little bit tighter so that they don't maybe separate quite that much, because that's quite a gap. But with this stitch, that's what happens. And that's how the book lays flat, is you've got a bit of a gap in between the pages. I'm going to choke again, sorry. Sorry, guys. I choked. It seems like I've got something in my throat. The rain brought down all kinds of stuff and really did a number on me, even though it was really relaxing. I can't get my breath here. Sorry. I feel like I'm going to choke again. But anyway, I do have to take this out because I don't have enough thread to finish that last stitch and to tie it off. No, I'm all right. I'll get there. Breathing is good, though, every once in a while. And this thread on this side is probably way too much. If I were to maybe scooch everything around a little bit, I think it would have been enough thread. And if I'd gotten these just a little bit tighter, I think it would have been fine. But since I'm holding it way, way out and I'm not really right there so I can see how tight things are as I go, it's just a little too loose. But if you do it right, and I don't know if you can see with the black thread here. Yeah, breathing is important. Of course, it won't focus, but you have this chain stitch thing going on along the spine here, and I had it focused there a second ago. You can see the little chains there. And that's what keeps the book together. Anyway, so sorry. I am just, my breathing is not the best right now. And I'm thinking that maybe after the stream, I'll go back and see if I can tighten it up a little bit so I don't have to redo the entire thing. But that's going to take me a little bit of maneuvering. So I'm kind of curious about these little tickets. If I can put one of those together in, I think I'm just going to do 3 little signatures. Actually, I should do 4 little signatures. And I need to make a cover really fast. I did this in the video, so let me cut. Where's my pencil? I don't have a pencil. Let me cut some covers, and that is about 1 inch. Making sure it was going to be big enough. About 1 inch, and about there. So let me cut that up. I like the pattern too. I like the little chain stitches along the side there. And then I'm just going to cut this one the same size. It's so small that any little tiny deviance is really going to make it not quite right. But anyway, so I want to use, actually I'm going to use this part. And I'm just going to use a glue stick so that they dry faster. Lots of glue. That there. That there. It's probably, it is way too much paper. But let's just get on with it. Let's just get on with it. And I may be able to just do it this way and not put another paper on the other side. Cheating just a little bit, but oh well. And I didn't anticipate using glue, so I don't have that little washcloth all ready for my little gluey fingers. That was the best ever. So I need a baby wipe. And I don't like those little soft packages. All the baby wipes want to come out at once. When you're trying to do it one-handed, it doesn't work very well. All right, the glue out of the way. It's not the best little covers, but it's going to be good enough. And let me get my pin. And it's so small, I am just going to guesstimate. You like the mini covers? I am just going to guesstimate 3. I'm thinking I need 4. Does not want to go through. There we go. So let me put one there. And there. Oh dear. You've been listening to the first part again. Not watching, but I've heard that before. Heard what? Guesstimating? And it's taking me longer to punch the holes than I had hoped. You couldn't get close enough, yeah. It happens. I am just going to guesstimate, just get it done and just see what it looks like. I got plenty of these tickets. If I mess it all up, I can just do some more. It's not really a big deal. Not a huge, huge deal. And I do need to make the holes in the cover. I should probably just guesstimate those too. Oh, it went through much better than I thought it would. Yeah, they're sliding apart, so let me do them one at a time. They're not dry yet. That one really slid. That hole is way, way in the wrong place. Like, I should probably redo the cover in the wrong place. But I'm not going to. All right. So then I'm just going to use that black thread again. I don't want a huge long needle. That one will work. And I'm just going to do it regular this time. I'm not going to do anything fancy. Put a knot in the end of my thread and just get it done. Now, maybe not that big of a knot. Gee whiz. Maybe something just a little bit smaller, Carla. It is a tiny little book. Okay, now I can't get a knot in it at all. Thank you. All right. Oh, dear. Okay. Starting is always the most difficult. It really is the most difficult thing to do. Trying to get it tight. I think my threads are together. There we go. Trying to get it tight this time. Uh-oh, am I running out of time? Not quite yet. Not quite yet. I can do it. I can make a little ticket book in 20 minutes, right? Make sure all those holes are together. And of course they're not. And now they are. Now they are. You guys got quiet all of a sudden. Am I still here? So I appreciate everybody's thumbs up. And Vicky and Tilda enjoy your thumbs up as well. And I do hope to get those videos up soon, this next week here, for the accordion book with the windows and meander book. I couldn't believe how fast it took us to make meander books yesterday. I kind of thought that it would take us much, much longer. And we were taking our time too. We were having a grand time, talking and laughing. So anybody in the neighborhood, oh, well, I'm thinking about it. I was not able to get the room the second. Did I? Yeah, I did. The second week in January. I had to go for the third week in January. So it is the 19th of January will be our next get together. Anybody in the general area who'd like to come over to Lakeland and visit with us, we'd like to have you. We missed you, Tilda. Hope we can see you next month. Yeah, this is little tiny stitches, man. Little tiny stitches. Okay, let me get through all the holes. Thank you. Oh, and I need to put my cover on. I forgot that this is my last signature. I have to put the last signature and the cover on, the back cover on at the same time. And I can't go through the signature. I have to do the cover first. All right, try this again. All right. So the signature and the cover. Go through the cover. Big old fat fingers are getting in the way. This is the tricky bit. Ouch! I just stuck myself. Okay, everybody stay together. And now I need to go through the signature, if I can find the hole. Tighten that up. Through the cover. Boy, this is kind of difficult being so small. And the thread is black. It's a little difficult to see the threads. So when I do the video, it's going to have to be a neutral color so that everybody can see what's going on. It is difficult to see black. I can see that now. I like the way the black stitching looks, but it's really hard to see the threads. All right, go through. Okay, having a hard time. A curved needle might work better. I am not very good at using a curved needle. I don't have very much practice with them. So I use a straight needle. I'm gonna do it. Find that hole. You're working on it? We would love to see you, Tilda. We would like that. Oh, and I need to email you too, Tilda. Did you get my last email? I emailed you a few days ago. Tighten that up. And through the last hole. Yay! Make a knot. And actually, I'm gonna go through the signature. I'm gonna do a little fancy doohickey thing. And use these threads to hold some charms or something. So another little knot right there in the center of the spine. And I'm going to cut that off. All right. So here we've got one of my covers is on upside down. One of my covers is upside down. But here's the little ticket book, and where's my quarter? So it's about the size of a quarter. Okay. So let's see if we can get it focused. Impossible. Okay. Here is and the other cover is upside down. And here is the little pages, the little tickets. And I've got these little threads here that I'm going to maybe put a couple little tiny beads on or something. So I look forward to doing some more of the ticket books with different color tickets, different kinds of tickets, not all the same kind. I had a ton of these, so I wanted to investigate and just experiment and see if I could actually do it. Look how cute that is. Malia, your computer froze. It took me, how long did it take me to do that? Not too long. You don't know what you're going to use for your glue book? Glue book January is coming up. Now that Missy has said something, glue book January is coming up. I spend the entire month of January working on various different, unusual, sometimes extremely traditional glue books. January is a cold month for a lot of people, and so I like to spend that month doing something really simple when I want to be creative, something that you can do underneath a blanket in front of the TV with not too much supplies and all that stuff. And glue books, they're the perfect thing. You can go through magazines, find images, and still cuddle up underneath the blanket and not get paint everywhere. And you know, glue too. You can use whatever glue you want to. And some of the suggestions for glue books would be, it does look like a charm. I could hang it from its little string, except it wants to pop open. It doesn't want to really stay flat. I'm going to have to press it. And I don't have a book press, but you know, maybe if I clamped it for a while. It does look like a charm. So some suggestions for glue books would be a composition book, any blank book that you've got hanging around, maybe a Christmas ornament. It's almost too small for a Christmas ornament, though. It's almost too small for that. Use a book that you've got hanging around, or a cute to hang from another book. That's like a little charm off of a book. How funny would that be? It is kind of cute, isn't it? So, you know, and you can even do a glue book in signatures. I have got quite a few. Some of them are missing still. quite a few books that I've done in signatures. I did the great big giant junk journal. I did the giant junk journal last year, and it is still 3 signatures. I have not done a thing in that book. The big junk, I'm going to start choking again, guys. The big journal also is just signatures. I've got scrapbook paper signatures that I'm doing glue books in. And, excuse me. I am sorry. I think it's the weather that's just getting to my throat. I apologize. So, glue books can be any size. They can be an altered book. If you've got an old hardbound book somewhere, start gluing some pages together. Start putting, thinning out the pages just a little bit because you're putting all kinds of stuff in there. You can use cardstock signatures, whatever you have. You can make a meander book and make that your glue book. Just glue pages on. A glue book, for those people that are not familiar with glue books, a glue book, my definition of a glue book, it's not everybody's definition. My definition of a glue book is some kind of book or structure, a glue stick, and pieces of paper, which can be magazine images or postage stamps or stickers. Pieces of paper, any kind of paper, and you're gluing those pieces of paper into your structure. You're just gluing. All you need is a book, glue, images, and maybe scissors to cut your images out. But that's all you need. It's really simple, really easy. Anybody can do it. And everybody's been doing them for years and years and years. I bet your grandmothers were doing some kind of a variation of a glue book. A scrapbook would be something like that. It would be a glue book in that definition. So anyway, join me for Glue Book January. I will do a video in the next couple of weeks describing things that you might want for glue books. I'm going to be doing it for the entire month. The entire month. It's my birthday month. And that's what I do to celebrate my birthday is I just work on glue books because they're easy and they're fast and they keep me warm. So I would love it if lots of people would join me with the Glue Book January. Yeah, there I'm going to choke again. So, and we'll get back to that. We'll get back to the glue books soon. So thank you all for bearing with me and spending time with me and my nonsense of doing projects that I really should not be doing. Because I really should be doing my Christmas cards instead of playing around with the books. I need to finish up the art journaling series, but I may put that on a hold for Glue Book January and come back to it because I've got a ton more videos that I want to do for that. So, your mother made glue books. It's been around forever. Glue books have been around forever, but not everybody knows that people call them glue books, so they are unaware. Get the cards done. Yes, I need to get the cards done. I need to get the cards done. Please. So wish me luck. I will be back on Tuesday. Hopefully my cards will be done by then. I don't have that many. I should be able to do this. You guys need to yell at me. You need to yell at me if I haven't got my cards done by Tuesday. I will see you guys Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I think You too on the cards. I don't even want to think about it. Um, um, I will be here, and I'm not sure exactly what we'll do. I really want to get my little art journal done. You know, my first art journal. It still isn't completely finished. I had hoped to finish it by the end of the year. So I'm thinking maybe I will work on this one a little bit. Just to get one of my goals done for this year. Maybe, hopefully, she says. So anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks, everybody. You're supposed to yell at me at Tuesday if I don't have them done by Tuesday. You're not supposed to start yelling at me today. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for watching the recording if you're watching the recording. And I will see you on Tuesday. Thanks so much.